Greetings and welcome to Your Town. My name is Richard O, and I will be your host today. And I just want to welcome today's guest, Chef Colin Moody.
Nice to be here. Thanks
Welcome.
for having me. Yeah.
We've known each other for 16 years now.
Sounds right. Yeah.
When you were at Monterey Peninsula Country Club.
Yes.
You're the executive chef there. How did you end up at MPCC?
Man, it was quite a process. Initially, the HR director would see me around town at different events. Said, "Hey, come and apply." I absolutely didn't know anything about MPCC. It was funny. So, I walked in there when I first interviewed, and I'm like, I felt like it was my home. Like I just loved the layout of the kitchen. I just wanted to be there. So I went through the first process. Then I find out there's like 150 other people applying. They went national on the search, and I'm like, oh, forget it. It's never gonna happen. And so I went through the interview process, all the psych profiles and talking and stuff, and then it got whittled down to about 5 of us. Then on-site interviews, 3 of us, and then a cook-off, 2 of us. And so I threw down, man.
Well, yes, you did. And I was very happy you were part of that MPCC family for many years.
Yeah, it's 10 years. That's like 100 years in chef years. Ish.
Well, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
You're
I'm so very happy.
engaged.
Yes. Heather is amazing.
Awesome.
She is a perfect balance. I feel like we're 2 puzzle pieces that fit.
Well, you
as
guys
corny
are
as
great
that is,
together.
but I tell you, it
You guys
just
are great
feels
together.
so wonderful. Thank you.
So honored to know both of you.
Thank you.
So why be a chef? What got you to that?
Yeah, why would anybody
Yeah.
do that?
Right?
I think, for me, I came from a family of 8 and 2 working parents. So if we didn't cook, we didn't survive. I like to say, we love playing in the kitchen, my siblings and I. It was just our happy place, and I think just one thing led to another. I became a dishwasher, and then that's like a gateway job to becoming a chef, and I just kept doing it, and I love every minute of it. I don't think I'd want to be stuck in an office punching in, Excel sheets and stuff. It just doesn't feel right. I like to be adventurous. I like to play around. It's just where my heart is,
So if you weren't a chef, what would you be doing?
Funny enough, I studied to be an astronomer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I was 15, I built my own 8-inch reflecting Dobsonian telescope. I was a total nerd.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not hanging out with all the cool kids. I was out in my yard.
This is something I
checking
didn't know
stuff
about
out. Yeah, it's. I just always loved space. I loved looking at the stars, charting stuff. But as I got into my second year in college, I wasn't feeling it, and I was really taking off in cooking. I worked at this place called The Farm restaurant. That's now a historic place in Santa Cruz, and it was a real fast pace. 300 a night for dinner, 1,000 covers for brunch,
Wow.
high turnover. I just moved my way up and loved it. I loved the action. I loved the adrenaline. I loved the teamwork, the camaraderie. I wanted all of it. I loved it.
Do you have a specialty dish that you like to do, or go-to dish, or?
For me, it's Mediterranean food. I just love anything on this equatorial bandwidth. We're basically on the same latitude as the Mediterranean. We have a lot of similar stuff. So basically anything that's fresh, seasonal, I love to just do a little spin with it. We're right here near the ocean. I love playing with spot prawns and anything that comes out of the sea. Just fresh, seasonal, localvore.
You are probably one of the most passionate and creative chefs that I know. You put such an amazing twist to a lot of your dishes.
Thank you.
And it shows.
Thanks.
It shows. And it's beautiful. It's art. Where did that come from?
It is art, actually. You think about it, it's edible art. It's disposable art. It's an art you flush down the toilet after a few hours, whatever. But it's transitory. It's one of the things we were just talking about earlier, actually. it becomes part of the person too. So I think it's a real honor to cook in a way, because it becomes you, because you break it down and it becomes a part of you. But I feel like if you're not enjoying with your eyes first, and it doesn't have that art appeal, then you're not going to enjoy it as much, because that's always the very first thing you're eating with. As cheesy as that sounds, it does get you going, it gets you excited. I think you get more ready to receive it, and your taste buds probably taste more of what's already there. But I've always loved art. I did a little bit of ice carving too. I like those kinds of things, like those mediums that are transitory and move on.
I've seen your ice carvings. They're amazing. Yeah. How'd you get into that?
My mentor, Roland Hennon, actually. He's a big French guy from Lyon, imposing figure that has mentored hundreds and hundreds of chefs, like Thomas Keller and Emeril Lagasse. He actually put out a book on mentoring. 50, what's it called? Mentoring Great American Chefs. And I was fortunate enough to be in that book. But he taught me the basics, and then I just ran with it. And he was so good at always stepping back and having you look at things from a different angle. And I think that's one thing I enjoyed about that medium of ice carving, is you're always looking at things from different angles. And I think it plays well to being in the kitchen too, and looking at big events and stepping back and always reassessing. And how can it be better? Kind of sanding it down or doing something a little different. Because it's one thing to pull a dish out of nowhere or come up with a dish. It's another to perfect it and to make it, a real piece of work.
Well, you do make it very, very delicious, but not only pleasing to the eye, but to your palate. If you haven't tried this food, you got to go try it, all right? We've done several projects together.
Yeah, I love playing. You are such a great host, not just in this. Actually, this is the first time I've seen you do this, but you're just such a great host in your heart. Like, you always bring in people. You bring in fun people. You bring in people that want to try new things, and I think it just brings out the best in everybody when we participate and have these things together. Yeah, it's true.
Appreciate that.
Cool.
Love having you at these events.
Love being there, even though I cry about it on Monday.
I know.
Monday is my Sunday.
That's true. So how has travel affected your cuisine?
I think everybody owes it to themselves to travel, because I feel like it gives you a different perspective. Like, when I was in Italy and traveling through there, it just opened my eyes to so many different things, and how they deal with ingredients is so much different than we would. When I was in Brazil and Rio, it opened my eyes to all kinds of different combinations I would have never thought to put together. So I think it not only expands your awareness of different foods, it gives you insight into culture, it gives you a great perspective on putting things together that you might not normally have if you just stayed in your bubble. I think it's a huge impact for anybody that wants to explore cuisine and culture. I've learned more about, I think, different countries and different cultures with food. I think food tells a lot about people and where they come from, and the migration of man around the world, and how it impacts how they create food.
And you've traveled quite a bit.
I travel all over the country. I mean, not enough. Never enough. I need to travel more. So get me out there, whoever can get me out there. But yeah, I've been around quite a bit. I was fortunate enough to travel around with Chef Hennon quite a bit around the country, and internationally a little bit, but not enough.
So where did this juggling come into?
Why juggle?
I mean, you're an amazing juggler. You even juggle while skateboarding.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I think my twin brother and I just got into juggling, but I think it also speaks to cooking, because we're always juggling so many things in cooking. So I think it's just a natural progression to you're cutting with a knife, let's juggle the knife. You got this pan cooking and this thing going on. You just keep yourself busy. But for me, it's actually it kind of keeps me in the zone. I think, whether I'm skating or juggling or trying to balance something silly, always
balancing. That's right.
I think, remember that phase, yeah. Until other people got better at it than I did. But I think balance is a big piece for me, and maybe that's what I was craving. Maybe that's what I'm hungry for when I'm juggling. It's just, this hectic schedule as a chef, and I think trying to find balance is a big piece. So it's just part of me trying to find the sweet spot.
What would be your last meal?
Pretty humble meal, to be honest with you. I think like most chefs, we just want good, well-prepared food. I would have just a nice roasted chicken, a baguette, some triple creme brie, maybe some caramelized onions and avocado, a nice white wine, looking over a beautiful view like this, sitting on the cliff. That's my idea of heaven right there.
What kind of wine?
Oh, wine, of course. Oh my God, wine.
So now you're the executive chef at the club at Pasadena. And how's that going?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I got to tell you, it's a slightly smaller operation than MPCC, but what I enjoy about it is the membership. They're just all having a great time. They're just, it is unbuttoned luxury. It's seriously, everybody's having a good time. They're all high-fiving. They let me have fun and play. It's just a great little location. The people are sweet. The employees are awesome. The team is fantastic. I mean, seriously, I couldn't be happier.
Well, a lot of people have come to me and mentioned how you've just made this place an amazing culinary experience for them. And
Thank you.
that's what you do. You take it to the next level.
It's my job. Push it. Like I like to say, you're only as good as your last meal.
That's true.
No matter what you've done, you're only as good as your last service, your last event, your last moment.
Do you have any advice for up-and-coming chefs?
Yeah, I'll tell you what my master chef told me. Don't fuck up. He said it in French, of course, but I think fuck is French. Anyway. But yeah, I think stay humble, stay hungry, always be willing to learn, step back and look at things from another perspective, and have fun, man. Put your spin on it.
Well, you've done that. You've put your creative touches to a lot of your dishes, and just been very fortunate to be a part of that, and to be able to consume your dishes.
You've been my willing victim on many occasions. Yes,
Yes, I have. And I will continue to do that. What specific dish from Mediterranean area do you like?
I just love fresh fish,
Okay.
and any which way you can put it together. Octopus, and doing some braised octopus and grilling it to finish, with some honey and peppers. And I just love that balance in the Mediterranean palate of like it's not just savory or sweet. It's savory, sweet, spicy, salty, umami, sea mommy, as I like to say, ocean flavors that play in there. Just making your whole palate happy with a dish is always what I like to do, is try and tweak it a little bit more and more each time.
So if you had to pick one spice,
Oof,
what would it be?
that's a tough one. I love za'atar. I love yuzu koshi. Is that
What is za'atar?
Pickled za'atar?
Yeah.
It's a nice blend of like oregano, sumac. It has all these fun. See, it just adds that little something, something. I could just have that in olive oil with bread and make me happy, man.
You mentioned your twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's also into culinary.
Well, he was.
Oh, he was.
He got smart and got out of it.
Oh.
And got a degree in forestry, and now he does mapping for like wineries and whoever wants to have like satellite imagery and that real advanced stuff up in Napa.
Oh.
But yeah, we were the Twin Towers for a while back in the day. That
Yeah,
first restaurant.
in the
we
kitchen
both,
together?
Yeah, we both were cooking. It was an open kitchen. It had a big mesquite grill. I remember dumping the big bags of like, danger may kill you, don't breathe this in. And we're just this big fire. And yeah, we threw down. It was good times, man.
I bet. I would love to see that. Both you guys in the kitchen at the same time.
Maybe we'll have a reunion tour of some sort.
Well, I'd like to see him do a dish.
Yeah, I think he needs to earn his way.
Yeah.
Like we all have. Richard,
Yes.
you always have to earn your way. That's the other beautiful thing I love about your events is you have to, it's not just to sit back and watch. Everybody participates.
No, but even talking to Mark earlier today about what you guys do and how passionate you are and the professionalism that you show in making your dishes, even for our dinners, is just very professional.
a lot of people just see that finished product there. They don't see all the stuff leading up to
Yeah.
it. Our conversations, our side discussions about, does that make sense for the cuisine we're doing, or whatever we selected on our rolling wheel of ideas. And then people asking questions, or how much should I cook before, how much should I cook there, the quality, what's, you know, you don't want anything to suffer, but whose house we at, what equipment do they have or don't have. All those things that go into make an event that people just never see. They just see the food on the plate. Hopefully they're thankful for it and move on. But there's so much behind the scenes that people never see. And
There
I think
is. I mean, there is a lot.
which is
behind the
80% of what we do, right?
Yeah.
The 20%'s up here that people see, but
Yeah.
that 80% behind is what actually builds to the success of the event or the failure. Same thing Roland Hennon used to tell me, you know, it's like, you know, the mise en place, everything in its place, is a big part of it. You know, if you don't plan for it, it's not gonna come to fruition. The best laid plans could be whatever. Oh, it's a great idea, but if you can't execute it, then.
Well, I just love how the pairings go and the final product, and how the wine and the food integrate with each other.
It must be challenging for you. I thought about that because a lot of times you can actually taste the food, and you can pull flavor notes, but you really never know until you got the two in your hand and you're trying them.
Well, that was the challenge.
Yeah.
To pair a dish without tasting the food.
Yeah, we got an event coming up on Nights of the Vine, and
Yeah.
we're going to taste some of the wines this week, and it really helps to get your hands on at least a few different things to see how they play, because it may have a flavor note that you want to put in the dish, but sometimes you don't want to amplify that side of it. Like I've found compare and contrast dinners where you have something that may be the alternate flavor that you have on the plate works better, you know, when you have it all together, because then your whole tongue's happy, not just the part that's like, oh, there's cherry, so let's put cherry in the dish.
Right.
Maybe we should have some fat in there to cut the acid of what that cherry brings to the table. So those kind of things are fascinating to me, and what's great with wine dinners specifically is it pulls out things you might not do as a chef normally. Like you might say, this is my favorite dish, I like this dish. But because there was like, I did one I think with, I forgot, Pisoni. And there was cinnamon in notes, and I didn't want to put it in there, but I put cinnamon in a demi for veal, and I can't tell you how amazing it was. I would have never done it normally. Like I would just not thrown that in there, but because it was there and I did it, I was like, oh my God, this is my new favorite thing. Cinnamon demi. Like, who does that? Yeah, it was fantastic. But I like how it pushes both of us, you know, as a winemaker and as a chef. We both get pushed and discover new things.
Well, I love that. I love that discovery.
Me too.
New flavors and pairings, and just amazing.
No two dinners are alike, and that's
No.
the other beautiful thing about the art that we do. It's transitory, but you know, you got to give thanks for each one, because it's never going to be, as much as you try, it's never going to be completely duplicated ever again.
Well, thank you, Chef Colin. And like I said before, if you haven't tasted his food, you're missing out. Go see Chef Colin at Club at Pasadena. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Richard O, and this is Your Town. Until next time.